What's up, everybody, and welcome to Post Credit Chat. Tonight, we are starting our Hellfire Club D&D campaign. Usually, it is Sam and myself on the podcast, but we are joined tonight by 3 additional wonderful people who are just way higher tiers and professionals in the D&D world compared to Sam and I. We could not do this without them. We're so excited that they're here to join us for the Hellfire Club. Please give a round of applause behind your own screen for Chip, who is going to be our dungeon master for the night, or really all of our sessions. We also have just tonight. We'll see how it goes. We also have Colton, and then we also have Jordan as well. Sam and myself are also going to be participating in the campaign, but Chip is going to be running it for all of us for all 4 chapters that we will be covering. We are going to be recording this and releasing it every other week. And also know that we do release a podcast every single Monday. You could go find that podcast on YouTube. To go with that, we also do release shorts. Those you can find on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, and X/Twitter. Give us a follow, like, subscribe, and hit that ring bell notification so you can know when we upload. Guys, I'm so excited that you're here with us tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is something when Sam and I started Post Credit Chat, we've always kind of been looking for what is the one thing we can do to kind of not just do things out of the habit of just talking about games and movies. We want to do something genuine and fun that also just brings a community together. And that would be us 5 here. And I believe also our viewers will enjoy this as well. But one thing we all have in common is that we really do love the show Stranger Things. And it really did work out perfectly so that we can watch Stranger Things, the rewatches leading up to season 5 coming out, but also having the Hellfire Club D&D campaign release just a few weeks before season 5 kicks off. So I wanted to ask you guys, and I wanted to start, we'll go Chip, Colton, and then Jordan, but I want to ask a few questions. Who's your favorite character? Who's your least favorite character? And just give us a hot take. Also, if you want, give us your favorite scene in all of Stranger Things. So favorite character, least favorite character, a hot take, and your favorite scene in all of Stranger Things so far, I should say. But Chip, let's start with you.
Dude, usually you got to save the best for last, so I don't know why I'm going first. It's weird.
We did. I thought we did.
Yeah, he said it right.
So my favorite character is hard, but I think I got to follow my heart here and say Dustin. Dustin's my guy. Like if I could have like, I don't know, one of them as like a friend in real life, Dustin's that guy. I love every time he screams, his voice cracks. I just love the genuineness of that. And
Dustin's
I also just love,
homie.
Yeah, he's such a homie. He's such a bro. And I also absolutely love the relationship between him and Steve. So Steve's like right up there with him because those are the boys, right? Those are the boys. I would say my least favorite character is Nancy. And part of that is because they try way too hard to make Nancy cool. And it's like, if y'all didn't try so hard, she'd be way cooler. Like, they make such a big thing about, who's taking the shotgun? It's Nancy. You know,
it's funny because Sam and I were talking about that in our season 1 review.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it. She can shoot better than Jonathan. We get it. She gets a gun every season.
Is this your least favorite character and your hot take just all rolled into one?
No. So Nancy just doesn't it for me. She just kind of annoys me. You make a girl cool by not feeling like you have to make her cool, just in my opinion. My hot take is who the most BA character is. The person who is like, man, if you want one person at your side when you're going into war and when you're going into battle, my hot take is the secret agent in season 4. Where it's the 2 guys are babysitting Mike and Will. You know, those 2 secret agents? The white guy who's a little pudgy. Bro, you watch that scene? That man is hard. That man, literally, people are coming in with machine guns. He's like, on me. Pulls out his gun. He is going ham with just a handgun against, like, literally a group of military militia.
Yeah.
And that man is hard. I'm just saying, like, that guy... He's cold as ice, and that is, in my opinion, the most like hard character in all of Stranger Things. Whenever I watch that scene, I'm like, oh my god, that's a man right there. Like, that's just my guy. I don't even know his name, but that's my guy. All right, that's my guy.
God,
Mark, is it too late to change characters? Because Chip got me all excited now, and I don't want to play mine anymore. I want to play whoever that FBI agent is.
Watching him just like he's walking forward, and they're all holding his shirt. He's like, pop, 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 pop. That's the guy.
I love it.
Sorry, that's my
and
hot
what
take.
was your favorite scene? Did you say that already?
Okay. This my favorite scene is when Steve, season 1, Steve is about to run away. He's like, "Oh my god!" He gets in the car, and then there's just a moment. Steve chose to be a hero, and not only does he choose to be a hero, my boy comes in with a bat, and not only does he have the bat, he does a little twirl with it. That's my guy. Like, he's like, I'm not gonna just come in here. He's like, let's freaking go. Spins the bat, and it goes ham on the Demogorgon.
It's definitely a relatable scene. Like, I feel like we all want to be think we'd be Steve in that moment. Like, give it up and just go inside and like, hey, I'm about to take this thing out.
Yeah, our king, our liege, Steve the Hare Harrington.
I love it. Colton, how about you, my man? Talk to us. Who's your favorite character, least favorite character, hot take, and your favorite scene?
Yeah, I think probably my favorite character, it's got to be Elle. I mean, she's just so badass of just the fact I just like remember seeing this little girl in the first season who just like twitches her head and just like cracks people's necks. It's like, what in the world? But I mean, just the kind of crap that she goes through all the way up until that moment of just like the first season and being introduced and just like being experimented on, being stolen for her mom, and just like see the amount like the massive amount of character growth you see. And that even is like, apparent in the language that she uses, from a word here and there in the first season to like full-on conversations as she gets older. And the fact that like she's always the one that like has to save the day and stops the world from ending. I think of her like closing the gate in season 2 and things like that. It's just like, I'm gonna do it. Like, I can do it. She's incredibly strong.
Even her closing the gate in season 1 was just like,
yeah,
she closes gates. That's what she does.
She's the gate closer.
The gate closer.
Least favorite character, I really don't like Mike. I don't know what it is about him out of like all the like, the squad, but like he just doesn't do it for me. It's he seems kind of whiny, and like the whole like when they're dating in season 3 and just like being a little punk kid, it's just didn't do it.
Colton's like, get your hands off my daughter.
I feel like that's a hot take.
Yeah,
we should have made you Mike tonight. That's what we should have done.
Honestly, that would have been hilarious.
This family getting a lot of hate tonight. We don't like Nancy. We don't like Mike. Like,
do you mean
we're
the
out
Wheelers?
for their blood? Apparently,
what is happening?
Oh, gosh, you're right.
Wow, awkward.
I'm gonna take this off and leave.
Bro, you better watch
out. I
out.
can't be here.
All I'm saying is Joyce goated.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then, so you said your favorite character is Elle. Least favorite is going to be Mike. What's your hot take?
I don't even know if it's that hot of a take, but like, how season 1 they kind of just paint like Steve as like this bad guy who's kind of a jerk, but like he wasn't even that much of a jerk after like rewatching season 1 of just being like, and obviously he gets his redemption arc at the end too, at the end of the first season. But like, I feel like the thing like when he like broke Jonathan's camera, that was like real jerkish of him, but at the same time, like, if you thought he was like peeping on your girlfriend, like, yeah, like that's kind of justified in that way.
Totally, yeah.
Bro was being a creep.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
And then, what is your favorite scene?
I'd say probably one of the most impactful scenes that I can remember is like the end of season 3, where Hopper, is fighting the Russian guy and is just like stuck on the other side of the gate, but couldn't get back through because he was just cut off by all the swirling energy and stuff, and just like making eye contact with Will's mom and just like having to say goodbye in that moment was like really tough. I think really well done, just like the whole gravity of the situation and kind of playing that off.
Yeah, I agree. I think they do. Like, this show does one of the best jobs, even out of movies, making you really care about the characters and feel like you know them as a friend. It's really cool. Cool. Jordan, last but not least, give us your favorite character, least favorite character, your hot take, and your favorite scene.
I've thought about this a lot, and obviously, like, one of the biggest parts of Stranger Things that makes it so successful is the cast of characters. Like, there's a million great options to choose from. They do such a great job of growing these characters over time, making you care about them, making them flawed. Like, there are no perfect characters. We've kind of danced around it tonight, though. I gotta say, after thinking about it, my favorite is Steve. This guy started off as a punk in season 1 who was just chasing after girls and after one thing. And watching him grow from this kind of stereotypical, kind of a bully, but not in the way like Tommy's a bully, watching him grow and kind of find out who he is and find his value in a different group of friends and everything he goes through throughout the entire show. I love Steve. Every time he is on the screen, I have a great time watching him. This dude does not win a lot of fights, but he never runs from a fight. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on. Someone could have a flamethrower and he's like, that's fine. I got Smith and Wesson right here. Let's go. So I love
Jack
watching
Johnson
Steve.
and Tom
That being
O'Leary.
said, this is not my hot take, but I think Steve could be on the chopping block in season 4. That's a conversation for a different time. Least favorite character.
I would agree with that.
Wow,
Yeah.
dropped a bomb.
So there's an easy
And
choice
he means
here.
season 5, not season 4, by the way.
I truly do not deserve to wear this shirt after everything that I've said tonight. So just kick me out of here. I promise I have watched the show. It's in season 5. I think there's 2 answers for my favorite character. There's kind of the meme answer, which is Ted, right? Ted is just like useless from episode 1. He's totally checked out. He has no idea what's going on in anyone's life. He doesn't really care about anything besides like sitting his lazy boy and just being like a big fat slob. The dude does not care. But people, exactly. But I think, so during my rewatch, something I think that stood out even more to me is in season 1, Steve's friend Tommy gets a lot of screen time relative to the other seasons, at least. And this dude is just such a bully. Like, he is Steve's like best friend, but he's nothing but unkind to him. He only likes Steve when he's, kind of doing something to help Tommy. He's just not a nice dude. And he instigates and like kind of pours gasoline on all the bad parts of Steve to kind of try to make him worse and try to keep him from changing. And then as soon as he starts to like kind of grow and become better, Tommy just tries to claw him back and eventually have a huge blowout. But Tommy just was so punchable to me in all of season 1.
Fair.
Hot take. All right. So this is kind of been like a running joke between me and my wife since season 2 came out. So obviously, if you have not watched season 2, going to be a spoiler, but yeah, you can skip ahead if you want. At the very end of season 2, we watch Bob, who is Joyce's boyfriend, bravely sacrifice himself to save the others. And in pretty graphic detail, we watch what happens to Bob, we watch what goes through him. But ever since that season has come out, I've always had a joke with my wife that Bob is not dead. I don't know how he's going to come back. I don't know how he's going to live through that, but I promise we're getting some Bob in season 5. This guy's going to come back with 2 shotguns and be fighting Vecna, Mind Flayer. I don't care.
Bro,
we're
there's an
more
episode
Bob.
called Lazarus. I'm gonna freak out. He's gonna like show up in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Bro, that would actually be.
What if Bob is the one that's actually behind everything?
No.
Death was fake.
How dare you? How
dare
dare
you? Bob is lawful good. All right,
bro.
Bob
He had to get close to the
Also,
family.
Samwise and Bob, 2 goated characters that we will never ever sully their names. Okay.
That's right. Thank you. We got Rudy. We got the Goonies. We got
True.
all sorts of stuff.
Honestly,
All
Sean
sorts of stuff.
Astin, what a king. What a guy.
So obviously, I'm not sure he actually will, but if he does, I've been saying it for 7 or 8 years at this point, Bob's not dead. My favorite scene.
It's
There's
written
so
in the
many.
streets.
You heard it here first. There are so many great scenes to choose from in Stranger Things. It's almost impossible to pick one. That being said, the scene that has stuck out to me for 10 years, ever since I first watched it, is in season 1. I think it's episode 4. And it's the episode where they find the body of Will Byers in the lake. And there's so much that is happening in this scene. The first thing that stands out to me so much is the music. You have this amazing song Heroes playing that totally captures the 80s vibe. You have this amazing group of young actors who are trying to process their grief and their trauma, finding their close friend that has been missing for days that they now are sure is dead. At the same time, you have Joyce, who is such a powerhouse of season 1, who is utterly convinced that her son is not only not dead, but he is alive and he's going to come back. And watching all of those things kind of come to a head all at once in that scene, that was the moment when I first started watching this show 10 years ago, where I knew 4 episodes in, this show is special. There is something about this casting, this story, where this is going, where even 4 episodes in, I knew this show was going to be one for the history books. And here it is 10 years later, and it absolutely is. So I can't wait for more scenes like that in season 5.
That goes back to your earlier point of the casting of this show. Like Joyce, like Winona Ryder, unbelievable actress. She makes you feel like, man, I wish this is how my mom was acting if I was this character, right? And the fact she's like, I'm gonna find my son. Like, bro, that's a mama bear right there. I agree full-heartedly.
Yeah,
Or the
when
fact
Sam and I
that she can sit in a cupboard with like a thing of lights and just make you feel so much emotion. It's like you're literally just yelling at the Christmas lights.
Absolutely.
Sam and I were reviewing season 1, and then we ranked her up pretty high. We both agree she's probably, and in even rewatching season 1 so many times, I've come to the conclusion that Elle is not the main character. I really do think it is Joyce. Like when you look, I mean, there's a few different, you can look at it different dynamics, but I love looking at this perspective. This mom is the main character, and she is doing everything she can to keep it together. Sam, real quick, before we jump into it, I appreciate you guys sharing everything. Sam, I'm going to share my favorite scene, and then I'm going to let you share yours real quick. But kind of going along with that, and Colton, you almost just hinted at it, from season 1 at least, and I'm not, keep yours to season 1, Sam, just because we haven't reviewed the other seasons yet. But my favorite scene from season 1 at least is the part where Joyce, she's like, my son is alive. And I know he's alive. And so she sets up these lights, and all of a sudden she's got these clump of Christmas lights like set up under, I think, a cabinet or something. And she plugs it into under the cabinet. And all of a sudden it's like, Will, are you there? And then it just gets bright, and she just feels this sense of relief. And it's just like the struggle that we were able to relate to with her going through all of that. It was just really cool. But yeah, and there's a lot more emotion that follows that scene, but just for the sake of time, that whole 10-minute scene is just peak for me in season 1. Sam, what about you?
Yeah, dude, for me, totally different direction. It's that scene where they're like in the school, like trying to get away from like all the guards and people that are coming to get Elle, and she just like melts their brains and it like comes out of their eyes. Dude, that scene is so freaking cool. It's like, okay, we're messing with like a monster at this point. Like she's crazy.
That's fair.
That is a cool scene. That's an underrated scene, I would say.
Yeah, I also love that that's a plot point where she's constantly asking the question, "Am I the monster?" Like that's a crazy plot point that like she keeps revisiting throughout the show.
Yep, that's fair. Well, I appreciate you guys sharing all that, and we want to just go ahead and do that so that way you could, as much as we relate to these characters in Stranger Things, we wanted to do that just so you can maybe get to know our wonderful friends that we have joining us for this D&D campaign, just get to know them a little bit more. But without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump into this. We are going to be doing 4 chapters over the course of the next few weeks. Tonight, we're going to be covering chapter 1, and we're going to split this up into a few different episodes. So don't worry, you are not going to have to sit down and watch a 3-hour, 4-hour, however long this takes campaign. We will split this up for you.
Unless you're a person of culture, obviously.
There you go. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to our dungeon master, Mr. Chip.
All right, everybody. So let's jump right in. So are we all ready to start? Everybody feeling good?
Hey,
Let's
Chip,
do it.
actually, can you give us a quick background as to the photo as well? Do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe
you mean with the group of Hellfire?
Yeah, just explain that, because I think that kind of leads into what this is, actually.
Yeah, so in season 4, Eddie Munson, who in some ways I guess I'm playing as the DM. He has written a campaign that the Hellfire Club, as you see on our shirts, that they are going through. And it's been like a semester-long campaign, and they're about to play their final round, quote unquote, the ending to this beautiful epic journey that Eddie has created. And so what we're going to be playing through is what I'm assuming to be the semester-long campaign that Eddie created. And I'd like to believe that final scene, that when they're actually winning during Lucas' basketball game, they're in their end game as well. Like it's the final game, right? I like to believe that's how we're going to feel at the end of this campaign. Is like it's this incredible culmination of an amazing adventure. And so it's basically, it's going to be very interesting to watch you guys walk through this, especially because this is D&D with flavor, because it's Stranger Things. And so there's going to be some fun moments where it's like, oh, this thing is here, and oh my gosh, like that's it's just going to be kind of fun to just kind of see D&D through Stranger Things eyes. So I think that's going to be kind of fun. But without further ado, we're just going to jump right in. Just so that everybody knows, this campaign kind of just starts. Each of the characters are aware of each other. They've been an adventuring party as a group. We are supposed to assume that they know each other well. They've done things before. And this adventure kind of just begins. So that's how we're going to start, is we're going to just kind of jump right in. Here we go.
And also, for your viewing pleasure, we are going to go ahead and operate in roll 20. So you guys are going to be able to see everything that we see.
Okay. So you are all on a well-trod road through craggy and forested country. As you pass a dense thicket, a voice calls out to you exuberantly. "Well met, adventurers! 'Tis I, Flizzlebin, the vanishing gnome, the illustrious vagabond, the emissary of evasion. I have sequestered myself deep within the fabled Dungeon of Shadows, where I wait with a magical reward for those who prove themselves worthy. Find me, and the treasure is yours. Travel east to find the dungeon's entrance. Beware, horrid creatures lurk within the dungeon's darkest corners, and so do I. So you hear this voice out of nowhere, and it seems like this voice just kind of happens in the air around you. There's no actual source around you. And again, you guys are kind of just walking along this road, and you hear this. As each of you hear this, kind of what is your reaction, your response to just hearing this random voice speak to you as you're walking down the road?
Lady Applejack, was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
No further questions.
We
Sorry,
won?
guys.
What was that? What do you guys? Where's that coming from?
I don't know, but when they say magical ward, like, what does that mean? Is this worth looking into?
I think we should definitely look into it.
I'm looking at the sky. My character doesn't have the highest intelligence stats, so I'm just trying to figure out which direction is even east. I'm not looking at which way the sun is rising or setting. I don't have a compass. I got nothing. So Taylor the Paladin is just trying to figure out what's up from down.
Taylor, you okay? You kind of just like looking like you're off in the distance. Yeah, you good there?
I will be. Just need a few minutes to get my bearings.
Are you looking for east? Yeah, yeah. Ladle Applejack, why don't you kindly point us into an eastward direction?
It's over that way.
All right, I'm gonna start moving that direction.
All right, so the group starts to go the seemingly east direction that Lady Applejack, hopefully not in happenstance, points towards the wrong direction. And as you guys start to walk, you actually notice that as you're walking kind of into the woods, actually, that the direction that you're going, you just feel like you're kind of walking into the woods. But then as you kind of get a little bit further, there's this scent of decay. There's this smell of death that's kind of permeating more from a direction more to your right or so. And so as you guys are walking towards this direction, you can also tell that the light in this direction is more bright, more voluminous, more warm. But again, kind of more to the right of the direction that you were going, seemingly wrong, actually. There's kind of a darker area, a darker feel towards that direction of the woods. And again, there's a scent, a smell of decay and death coming from that direction. How do you respond?
All right, which one of you was it?
What did you have for lunch?
Who's Sam?
I didn't say Sam.
Did I?
I want to take off my backpack, and I reach into my backpack and I pull out a vial of perfume, and this stench is just nasty. So I take a spray on myself, and I take a spray around me, and I put it back, and I'm feeling good now.
Today we learned that Tear the Paladin is a dandy.
Hey, when you have fine clothes and perfume, but also chainmail, listen, I'm ready for the battlefield. I'm ready for the ballroom.
And the ladies.
Well, do you guys keep going the direction that you're going, or do you veer your path?
Oh, I'm gonna keep moving forward. I'm going toward it.
Towards the direction you were going, or towards the decay?
Towards the decay.
Do you guys follow?
Oh, I'm about to let a brother go by himself.
Listen, well, now seems like a good time as any. I'm gonna roll perception and see if I notice anything off about this smell and what I'm looking at here.
Okay, yeah.
I'm also gonna stop moving and
Roll me.
let him do that.
Roll me a perception check.
I did. It was not great. It was a 4.
Ooh, you have absolutely no idea what's going on here. You know
Guys,
that's kind of the smell of death, but like that's about all you glean from your perception.
I turn to my party and I say, guys, I smell great. Everything looks great. Let's keep going.
Okay. All right. As you guys continue forward, you notice as you're walking, whereas before you were walking on leaves that were crackling, you were walking on twigs on the ground, they were snapping. The further that you walk, those sounds start to dissipate. And even the sounds of the forest around you start to quiet. And the sound of kind of fresh life of the forest from that crackling sound of the leaves and the breaking of the branches turns to more of a squelch. You're walking along, and it's more of a, rather than actually like, again, stepping on things that are alive. And as you keep walking again, you notice that the forest, where there used to be green leaves, where there used to be, a green grass on the path, etc. The trees looked happy and healthy. There's this gray that is starting to be more pervasive in the forest. And as you keep walking forward, you see that there's an area of these black briars growing around this tree that has a face on it. As you walk towards it, this is what you see. And all around it, it is clear that these things, these flowers, the tree branches around it, they're all drooping with death. It is dark, it is gray, it is moldy, and you can very much tell there is something wrong here.
Wow, I don't know about you guys.
recognize?
That looks intimidating.
Yeah. Do I recognize this from anything that I've read in my past studies?
Give me an Arcana check, or a History check. You can choose.
I rolled an 18
Which one, History or Arcana?
Arcana.
Okay, so Will the Wise has an inkling of what's going on here. He can tell that the dungeon is magically linked to the Veil of Shadows, a grim reflection to the natural world. Dreadful creatures and living shadows lurk in this dark and twisted reality. Occasionally, some of these creatures do escape the veil, and they plague the people of Grey Hawkins. He can also tell this staircase kind of is descending about 60 feet. And so, would you like to explain that, or do we feel like that's everybody kind of understands that?
So Tear the Paladin is going to take out his long sword from the sheath on his back. And now I'm a halfling, so this is probably twice as scary to me as someone else, but I'm trying to be brave because Tear's a paladin and he knows he's got to step up. I want to walk forward and I just want to kind of poke against the vines and the leaves and see if anything reacts, to see if it maybe has some kind of a sentience, like can it sense us being near to it? Not attack it, but just give it a little poke with my sword and see what happens.
Okay. So as you get, you're kind of using your sword to kind of poke and prod and figure out kind of what's going to happen here. You actually notice that each of the things, again, that you would expect like a tree to have kind of a thunk to it, it's more of a squelching sound. It kind of like sinks into the tree rather than actually like sticking into the tree. And all the leaves and the flowers that you push around, they kind of just decay at your touch. And so you can't tell any type of sentience that happens as you do this, but you can't, again, there's just a sense of wrong. There's a sense of wrong here.
I turn to Lady Applejack and I go, is there any more east or is this it?
This is as far east as I can see.
Real quick, I just want to say, I thought you said I turn to Lady Applejack and I kill her. That's what I thought.
What a way to start the campaign.
Yeah, thanks for telling me about the tree. I'm going to do some PvP now.
All right, so do you guys
murder hobo.
enter? Do you guys enter?
Yeah, I'm going to, Sundar the Bold grabs his great sword and he follows right up behind him. And
Okay,
is ready
pulling out
to
his sword,
enter
getting
in.
ready to rock. Okay, I love
Ready
it.
to take people out.
Does everybody follow?
I kind of turn around surprised, like, just because I'm the closest to the stairs doesn't mean I was thinking about going first, but then I remember I may be a halfling, but I'm a paladin. I'm not afraid of this.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like looked apart. Are we sure that the gnome is in this place? Is this the right place? Lady Applejack, are you sure you went east?
As you ask this question, you actually hear that same voice kind of, again, come out of nowhere. And he goes, "Hi, traveler. Are you too craven to enter this domain? Yes, I am here, but the real question is, can you find me?" And then the voice disappears.
I didn't know Prudence was also apparently being craven, but yes, we can keep going if we want.
No, I'm not a craven.
No.
All right,
Taylor's
so y'all
just
walk
kind of
in.
scratching his head, like,
okay, sorry.
Craven, like the villain from that DC movie a couple of years ago. Is that what you mean? He doesn't even know what Craven means.
No, craven like the bird. Come on.
Fool. Okay. So you all follow Sundar. He's leading the pack, correct? Sundar is at the front.
Yes. I'm
Who is at
right
the
behind him.
back? Who is the last to go through?
Lady Applejack's in the back.
Well,
Ooh,
hold on.
okay.
Is Sundar leading or is Taylor? I think Taylor was at the front, but Sundar might have come up ahead and swapped
He
places
said
with
that
me.
you're up front and Sundar is following.
I'm right behind you.
Okay.
He's got your back.
He's kind of poking me with that great sword. Yeah. Don't be nervous.
Okay.
That way, if anything
so-
pops out, then I could just nudge you a little further in.
Okay. So as you guys go down the staircase, this is what we got. Can y'all see this okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, can you zoom in a little more?
I can. All right.
Much
So
better.
as you guys kind of go down the stairs, again, it goes down about 60 feet or so. And so as you're going down, things kind of get darker and darker and darker for a moment. But then as you kind of reach the bottom of the stairs, it starts to bright up again. It's kind of an odd shift for you actually, where you were kind of walking through this area of decay to see such light and bright, warm light in this dungeon is kind of actually jarring in a sense because you just came from gray, gross kind of forest, and then again you kind of emerge into this room that has warm lighting, and it's in some ways it's a breath of fresh air. So this chamber, as you walk into it, you notice that it has 5 stone doors throughout the chamber, and each has a different image and inscription on it. So the torches are on the wall on this chamber; they're kind of flickering. And as you enter this room, you hear another voice. I'm pleased you have accepted my quest. I am here, but I am not here. Find me, and I shall reward you greatly. Be forewarned, you are not the only creatures who seek me in this accursed place. And as you hear his voice fade, you hear a roar, like a guttural, otherworldly roar, and then it dissipates.
I feel like we need to kind of explore where we're at before we continue to move forward. I want to go walk up to the door on the right-hand side and check it out. It looks like
So this
there's
door,
symbols on each one. So
this
yeah.
door right here.
Yeah. What was the symbol on that one?
Okay, so the symbol on that door, give me a minute, make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Okay. That is. So on that door, there is etched into this door is the image of a scowling bipedal hyenoid warrior. The door's inscription reads Altar of Yinogu.
Spooky. I want to walk to the other door on the right and read the inscription.
So this one right here. Okay. On this door, it says on the door it says Den of Itzy, and there is a spider web etched onto the door.
Can I do like an overall perception check just to see if there's anything kind of off in this room?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, well I got a 4.
Well, yeah, you're just very lost. You're like, man, something's going on here,
Okay.
but I don't know what it is.
I yell back to the others in the back of the room. What do the other doors read?
Maybe you guys should go over to the other doors. What do you guys think?
Oh. Yeah, I'll go to the first door on the left.
So this one?
Yeah.
Okay. When you go to that door, you see on it that there's an image of a fuming urn, and the inscription reads Wasteland of Filth.
So Taylor the Paladin has heard Lady Applejack's perception check. He knows there's nothing off about this room. All right, we're good to go. I give my longsword a little like Anakin lightsaber twirl, like a little one of those.
A little Steve twirl?
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
I'm feeling good about my smell. I remember the beautiful scent of the perfume coating my chainmail. I'm feeling good. I bring myself up to my full height of about 3'2" maybe, and I walk straight back to the very end of the hallway, and I give that door a big knock, knock, knock.
This one right here?
That one right there.
Okay.
I know.
As you walk up to that door, you see on the door that there's 3 mischievous creatures with pointed ears and sharp teeth that surround an anvil, and the inscription reads "The Forge of Gibbletrax." And as you open the door, here, we're going to zoom out a hair.
I
Okay.
knock on it. Does it just open for me?
Yeah. Okay, so, nope, not wrong thing. Go away. All right. What? Come on.
Love a good old-fashioned dungeon.
Get out of my way, please. Again, this is going to be interesting. Okay.
Wait, so this door did open for you?
Yes. And you see a hallway. And that's about it. And you can see that it turns off to the right.
I turn around. See, nothing to fear.
I knock on my door as well,
Okay.
confidently.
Okay. Okay. So you open the door. As you knock on it, it opens pretty easily. It's clearly not locked. And you see this. You see that there are kind of there's multiple ways you can go. There's multiple directions. You see there's a door straight in front, and then there's a door to the left as well. Or excuse me, a path to the left. But really, all you can tell is straight ahead. There's a door right here.
Guys, I don't think we should open more than one door at once. We should probably stick together.
Yeah, I would think that's
I
probably a
open
good
my
idea.
door.
Okay, as you open your door, wait. You see. I'm gonna make sure. Let's see. You see a room of filth. All right, as you open your door, Sam. In this room, putrid stench hangs in this room. Gnawed bones, rotten food, and ancient junk litter the stone floor. There's clearly just refuse in here.
I close the door. Nuh-uh.
Fair
Not
enough.
for me.
Fair enough.
I wave the stench from my nose, and I turn to Will the Wise and I say, "How about Will the Fun?" I take the lamp out of my backpack and I light it, and now I can see a little bit better. I'm not sure what the visibility is. Do you want me to
There's
roll a
torches along
perception?
the walls, so
Okay.
it's pretty good visibility.
I put my lamp back in my backpack, and I just start
snuff
walking
it.
down my hallway.
Okay, so you start walking down the hallway. Again, do you go straight to the corner right here?
Yeah, I'm just kind of walking down. I'm being a little bit cautious, but I'm feeling good about myself. This room doesn't stink. There's no enemies. I know I've got my team at my back. I'm feeling good.
Okay, so then as you move forward, again, you kind of see a turn in the path, and you move forward, and you see another turn in the path, and then you get to this door right here. What do you do when you get to the door? And also, as he's doing this, do you guys follow him? Do you?
Yeah,
I was
I'm like,
gonna say,
Tara, don't go by yourself.
Yeah, do you want
Okay.
help, or do you just want to go by yourself?
I call back from behind, "Come with me!"
Okay. So here, wait, are y'all following?
I am, yeah.
Will the
I will
Wise
follow
against his better
last.
judgment.
You
I will follow last.
Sam, or excuse me, Lady Applejack, will you allow Sundar the Bold to be in the back?
Yes.
That's my little
So
sister.
just to be clear, our biggest, strongest, best equipped warrior for battle is in
Yes,
the back.
Sundar the
Gotcha.
Bold is
To
at
be
the
very
very back.
clear, I am going to ask you guys. I will say, wait up. As everyone goes into the hall, I quickly knock on both of
Let me get
the
past.
last two doors. I knock on the last two doors, and then I quickly catch up.
So
just to
you're
see
telling
what
me
happens.
you just knocked on the doors. You didn't do anything. You just knocked on them.
Yes.
Okay, nothing happens.
Oh, well then
Tear.
never mind.
Okay,
I
no.
ignore that whole thing. I'm just going to go up there. I thought we knocked and they opened, but I guess we have to push them open. I'm just going to run up to the front.
While he's running by, I want to tie some of my rope to his leg.
Do an acrobatics. A
Sleight of hand, probably.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then I want
You're gonna have to
to
roll
cut off.
Quite the
pretty
maneuver.
daggum high on this. The man's pushing past, and you're trying to put a rope around.
I
his
rolled
leg?
a 20.
No, you didn't. I'm going to
Wait,
cut
wait,
off
wait.
his
Time out,
head.
time out. What's your ability where you can light little matches?
Oh, druid craft?
Okay, so you actually cast Druidcraft, and because fire is actually just friction is motion, and motion is time, slow motion. You have some like uncanny sense of how to use this ability to the point where this rope levitates by itself and time slows down, somehow snaking this rope around Sundar the Bold's leg as he goes by. Now, is this a 60-foot length of rope? Are we doing like 5 feet of this rope? Did you cut it in the meat? Like, what are we?
We're doing 10 feet and then yanking it back.
No, you
runs
singe
by.
it. You singe the end because then it keeps it so that it doesn't unravel. Because this magecraft is insane. Like he's so crafty at using this. Okay, so now Sundar, you
Would
don't
like
even
to roll-
notice.
I would like
No,
to
no,
roll
you don't even
perception.
notice.
So, well, I'd like to roll
You don't even
perception.
know.
See if I do notice.
You can roll perception. You could roll a 20, and you're still not going to know that this. This
Well, then
rope
I'm not
went
going to
on your leg.
roll. I don't know what the point is.
Can we
That's
back
fair.
up? I'm still kind of stuck on Chip's definition of fire. I'm not sure how scientifically accurate that is, but
that was actually a reference to Aragon. If you've ever read the 4th book of Aragon, if you know, you know. All right,
say no more. If Paolini says it's true, it must be true.
exactly. Well, actually, it's if the witch Angela says it's true. Sundar, as you are getting closer to this door, you actually hear something. You hear this clanging of hammers ringing out in the sweltering chamber. As you get further and further, it gets hot. Okay. And as you kind of get up to the door, it's not even closed. It's not even a closed door. You actually see 3 goblin smiths clustered around a glowing forge in the center of the room. and these goblins sing in scratchy tones as they work.
Deep within the dungeon of shadows, we strengthen steel to slay the beasts. Upside down in the veil of shadows, brave heroes delve, keep us free.
Goblins got bars.
It's to the tune of Nelly's "Take Off All Your Clothes." I'm so hot.
You didn't even have to roll perception for that.
That's because
That one's free.
Because everybody knows. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody knows.
Okay, so then here, wait. So wait,
Okay, I kind of hold back the other two because Sundar's already, he's already up ahead, but I try to get their attention like, hey, we might have the element of surprise here if we need it. Let's not come in guns blazing.
I'm going to go ahead and try to communicate, and I'm going to use, I think it is, no, hold up.
Interpretive dance?
Persuasion, to see if I can get them to talk to me and tell me what's going on.
So you're rolling persuasion. Okay, go ahead and roll for me.
22.
Okay. All right. So as you walk in, so I guess let's play this out. You walk in and these three goblins notice you. And like one of them is like,
Goodness, what is that? There's something in the dungeon.
what do you say?
Well, hold on. Wait. We are just running into you guys. What is happening here? What are you guys doing down here in this dungeon? What's going on?
What are we doing here? This is our home.
But we heard a voice and we're following it down here. What is happening?
Little Ben, that damn gnome was always bringing people in here. We are making weapons, obviously.
Well, who are you making these weapons for?
Let us tell you. Deep within the dungeon of shadows, we strengthen steel.
And they just kind of go into their song again as they're making stuff.
Upside down in the veil of shadows, brave heroes delve to keep us free.
So basically, you can tell from their song, they're making weapons for heroes that come to help them like stay free and safe. So you can tell that they're all, each three of them are around this kind of forge, and it emits kind of a warm glow. It's you can tell there's kind of like a magical force that is coming from this forge. And as you watch them, you actually can see that they're taking weapons and they're kind of dipping it into their forge, and the weapons come out glowing. Actually, so you can kind of see they're creating weapons to be helpful. Actually, they're not attacking you. They seem decently friendly. And as you kind of hear them talking to each other, one of them is named Trax, another one is Glib, and the other one is Blah.
I'm going to turn around and yell to the rest of the party and tell them to come up.
So I hear what these goblins have said, and I draw myself to my full height yet again, about 3'2", maybe 3'3" at this time, and I say, "Did someone say hero?" And I kind of lay my sword back into my sheath, and I walk up. I'd like to cast a perception check to see just what these guys are making. What do these goblins specifically got around them? What are they working on?
Bring you guys kind of okay. So again, you can tell that they're currently creating things. They have like the haft of an axe that they're working on. They have a daggers. Here. Well, yeah, they have a dagger that they're working on, but nothing is completed. They're just currently making things as you guys walk in. And one of them actually sees your what weapon did you say you pulled out?
I sheathe my longsword because now I've got both my hands. I feel comfortable.
Oh,
I'm
you put
feeling
your
good.
weapon away.
Yeah. I
So
think
they actually
if they're making weapons for heroes.
What weapon did you have in your hand?
I had a longsword.
They actually go,
Ooh, give it to us, please, we will make it stronger. Yes, you, little one. Come forth, we will make your weapon stronger.
I walk forward and I offer it to them, handle first.
and they grab it with glee, right? They're like,
Ooh, a weapon! Yes, stronger, powerful, yes.
And they take it and they start working on it, right? They start working on it, they start hammering it. You can very much tell that these three have worked together a lot. Like they are a seamless machine as they're working on this thing. They're dipping it into the forge itself. And again, as they're working on it, you actually watch, you see your sword actually start to shift, start to change a little bit, and it lengthens. It actually, you can tell, you don't know how, but you can tell it sharpens and it starts to emit a warm glow. And once they finish it, they say,
Give us time, it must rest.
And then they take it over to the wall and they kind of like lay it on this table that's made of stone, and they leave it to rest. And they kind of look at Sundar like they're kind of like jumping up and down on their heels, and they're just kind of like, they're not saying anything, but they're very clearly excited.
I pull out my crossbow, my flail, my greatsword, my javelin, my spear, and I'm holding it all like this, like.
And they stop you. They go,
Ooh, we wish we could do all these, but no time, no time. The
Then I give 'em-
monster creeps, no time.
basically, you can tell they're like, pick one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them my greatsword.
Okay. Glib. He grabs it from you, and they start working on it again. Very clearly, seamless. They just take this thing and they start working on it. Again, they start bringing up their song again. They're singing it with more joy now, like
Deep within the dungeon of shadows.
like they're all excited, right? They're so grateful that they're able to like help out the adventurers. And again, same process. They take your sword. You can tell that it enhances in size somewhat, not by a ton, not making it unwieldy by any means, but then it also kind of gains this warm glow. And Tear, you actually go over and look at your sword, and not only does it emit a glow now, like there's basically like a, when you look at a desert, there's kind of like a heat wave that comes off of it, right? You can see that coming off your sword, but as you go over to it, like to touch it, it's cool to your touch.
I pick it up and I study the crafting, and I truly remark to myself, this is some fine work. I put it into my offhand, I walk over, and I extend a handshake towards Bleh. And I say, mighty fine work, Goodman. I must say, finding a goblin down here was most unexpected, but you are quite the craftsman.
The little one has good taste. We like the little one. Little one, hand us your shield.
I take the shield off my back, and I set it on the ground with a mighty thud.
All right, so they take your shield and they say, normally we don't do this. And he actually look at the eyes of actually, you don't know this, but the forge has kind of like a face on it. It's kind of like you can tell it's kind of like a goblin face, if we're being honest. That's kind of over. You can kind of look a little bit closer. I can zoom in for you a little bit here.
I was gonna say, I can see it on the screen there.
Yeah, I'll just zoom in a little bit. You can see how it kind of has eyes and a teeth, right? He pulls out one of the eyes of the statue, and you can tell that it itself is glowing. And he takes the shield and he takes the eye, and they start working. They put the eye on it and they put it in the fire, and you can tell like this eye starts to melt over your shield, and it creates this red warm glow over your shield. Again, they're working on it. They're hammering, and again, this is not normal. They would not normally do this. And as they put your shield over to the side, instead of it emitting kind of that warm glow, it just turns from that kind of white red that it had with the heart on it to where it's now just full red, and it has this kind of like a ruby cast over the whole thing. And as you guys hear this again, you hear a roar, a ominous, otherworldly howl that reverberates through the chamber, and all the goblins are like, and they run to the corners, they hide in the corners, they
Close the door, close the door.
I turn around and immediately close the door.
they start to hyperventilate. They start to sit on the edge of the back of the room as far as possible, and you can kind of see like they're scared out of their wits.
Taylor feels like he now owes some kind of a debt to these goblins after they've just absolutely juiced up his gear. And so I grab my shield off the hang rack, I put my sword back in my dominant hand, and I go and I stand near the goblins with my back to them in a protective stance.
I'm going to move toward the noise in a same thing and more of a defensive stance to just like stand guard. Kind of like spread us out a little bit.
Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and assume that Will the Wise is kind of moving back. Okay. Nothing happens. As you guys kind of sit there waiting and ready, nothing happens, but the goblins stay huddled in their corner. They are terrified. Okay. Well, you can tell they've experienced some things. They've seen some things, and they're scared out of their wits. Like their forge is their safe place and their happy place, but like they've been down here too long, and they're terrified, and you can tell.
Can we?
Lady Applejack, as our resident rogue, it only seems fitting that you investigate this matter at once.
Think not.
I'm gonna roll a persuasion check to see if I can influence Lady Applejack to maybe go see what this noise is.
Okay, yeah, let's see what happens.
Persuasion.
Is it a crit 1?
Now, here's the thing. What if I told you it was a nat 1?
You got a little bit Well, here, I'll let Sam answer this question. He gets a little bit too close to you. All right, he is invading your personal space, and Lady Applejack, she's not about that life. All right, how do you respond to somebody getting up in your face, trying to persuade you to do something that you don't want to do?
Yeah, so
Can I say something real quick? I do. So as a halfling, I do have an ability called Luck, which is where when I roll a 1 on a d20, I can re-roll the die, and I must reuse the new roll.
Actually,
I
how
have an
many
ability
times can you use that?
It doesn't specify. What if I click into it? Let's see.
That's insane.
It's just a
So
race
you
ability
can't
as
get
a
a crit
halfling.
one?
That's kind of what it reads like.
That
Luck
seems
of the Hobbit.
That seems
It's called
unbelievable.
luck.
Okay, hey, reroll. Watch
So
him get
Lady
a,
Applejack,
watch him get a 20.
let's take it back. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Well, watch him get a nat 20, and she goes from like 2.
All right. So I'm gonna roll persuasion again. Has to be better this time, right? 19. Much better.
gosh.
2.
All right. Jordan. Excuse me. Tara, lay it down. Let him know. That's a. What are you
Lady
trying to?
Applejack, this is meant for you. A scary noise off in the distance. Cowering group of innocent young goblins. You must investigate.
Okay, so oh gosh, yeah. I just willingly am like, okay, I'll do it. 19. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of step out this door,
Okay.
take a little peek.
Okay.
I push him out, and then I lock the door as well as revenge for. I'm totally kidding. I don't do.
It's like, man, big brothers. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I kind of slowly walk down the hallway. I'm like trying to be very perceptive.
Okay. Yeah, as you move forward, it's eerily quiet. So again, you're kind of walking forward, you're moving, and again, when you get back to the main chamber, you sit there and you listen. You sit there and you listen,
Mhm.
and it feels like things have gotten quiet. You're not 100% sure, like where did that noise come from? Like what was going on here? And you start to you kind of get a sense of there's noise in multiple directions. You can tell from this doorway there's some kind of you can hear something, but you don't necessarily know what it is. And then from this direction, you can kind of hear this multiple things, multiple beings are saying something, and it's kind of in unison. So that's kind of that's about as much as you hear as you're kind of in this area. But you hear a little something, especially because nobody else is around. You're really listening, but you just really don't know what's what.
So I do ready my rapier, just kind of have it in my hand, ready to go. I very slowly walk over to this right door, or I guess to my right, so the bottom left on the map.
Okay, so this one right here.
Yes,
Okay, so you walk up to the door, and then do you open the door?
I very slowly open the door.
As you open the door, you can see that the path that you would go on to kind of go this direction, it turns off pretty quickly, so you can't see very far into this area. And also, it where it was you heard some noise, it's now eerily quiet.
Yeah, I have pretty high stealth, so I think I'll still kind of go through the door and look around this corner, very reluctantly, right?
Okay, so again, really quick, everybody else, as Lady Applejack is kind of moving forward, do y'all check on Lady Applejack? Are you just like, hey, she's doing her thing? What's the response back in the
I did.
forge?
I did want to ask our little friends if there were any other entrances into this big room, or if this is the only.
Say that again. What do you mean?
Like the big room that we're currently in. I just want to make sure this is the only entrance into this room. I want to ask.
Yes, there is. Well, sorry. Ask your question.
Are there any other entrances to this room, or is this it?
Hard to answer. One way in, 2 ways out. 1 way in, 2 ways out.
So with that, I think we should all. What do you guys think? I feel like we need to at least go check on Lady Applejack.
Well,
and then go ahead.
I would like to turn around to the goblins and ask, what do you mean 2 ways out?
1 way in, 2 ways out. Be careful. 2 ways out. We don't fully understand, but 2 ways out. 2 ways out.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to get anything from them. They seem pretty terrified. Yeah, I want to go and follow. I don't want to leave my friends behind.
Okay.
No one gets left behind.
All right, so Will the Wise starts going towards Lady Applejack.
Yes.
All right, and then what about Tear and Sundar?
What do you think, Tare?
Take off my backpack again, and I pull out the same vial of perfume I used a few moments earlier, and I spray a waft of it near the goblins, and I say, when you feel scared, this will help you feel brave. And I put it back in my bag, I shoulder my pack, I pick up my newly enhanced shield. I don't really know what it does yet, but I know it looks really cool, and my new longsword, and I start walking boldly up the corridor towards Lady Applejack.
All right, so both
This is the most perfume I've ever used in
Tear
the span of like
and
20
Will
minutes.
and Sundar, what about you?
If we leave, are you guys going to be okay in this room?
Yes, we think, but be quick. The monster comes. We don't understand. We don't know. That's why we make weapons. We need help. Also, the gnolls. The gnolls. Be careful of the gnolls. But the monster.
And then they stop talking. They're terrified.
Can I ask them one more question, or you're saying they're just done talking overall?
You can try.
I want to find out if they know anything about the other hallways before we continued on. So tell me, do you know anything about these other doors? Is there anything that we need to be aware of?
They're
like, yes, but no, we haven't ventured out in days because the gnolls. Be careful of the maze. Be careful of the gnolls.
You guys, I'm going to shut this door, but you stay in here and stay safe. I'm going to go catch up with them, and I will let them know.
Okay. So as you guys are all coming up to Lady Applejack, you kind of hear them coming up behind you. And as you kind of turn that corner, again, you're looking around the edge, and again, you hear where once there was an ominous, otherworldly roar. This time you hear kind of a challenging roar, more of a worldly, like a roar, right? Like, and then like very confident roar, right? And then and this seemingly, you can tell from the voice, this seemingly large thing that just kind of did this challenging roar out of nowhere starts to whimper and starts to kind of make these choking noises, and then silence.
Yeah, I keep going forward. I kind of do like a be quiet deal to the people behind me, just trying to still be very stealthy. But I creep forward a little bit to see if I can get my eyes on anything.
Okay. All right, 1 second. Okay. So as you open that door, you again kind of see that you walk forward a little bit, and again, there's another turn in the road. And as you stand right here, again, you notice that what you can see, none of this path is straight, and so it keeps curving and turning. I'll kind of give you a little bit more to see here. Oh, too much. Oh, sorry, too much. But yeah, you kind of see that it's going to curve and turn even as you go a little bit further forward.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, well, I actually at this point, I'm gonna peek back around this corner and talk to Taryn and just say, "Y'all need to have my back. Like, if I yell, you guys got to come in here." And then I keep moving forward very slowly.
Okay. So as you move forward, you make one more step, and as you step right here, 1 second.
I was wondering what that was.
All right, as you step right there, multiple spears come out of the wall at you. We'll start there. At you, and I need you to roll me. Well, actually, no. We'll end there for now. Currently, Lady Applejack has stepped on a trap. Spears are careening towards her face. And maybe next time we'll figure out what happens to Lady Applejack.
A strange sense of guilt washes over Taylor for forcing him to do this.
Awesome. Well, hey, what a cliffhanger for us to end on. But that's going to conclude our first session of Chapter 1. Thank you for joining us. Remember, give our video a like, subscribe if you're not already, and ringing that bell notification just lets you know when we do upload session 2 and so on and so forth. Again, you can find us right here on YouTube if you're watching this whole session. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, and X. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you giving us the time to watch, and we will see you guys later.